upsets. We are almost certain that we can expect more. Welcome, sports fans. This is the FIFA World Cup fan special with me, with you, and this is the match preview of Croatia and Belgium. I'm going to be your host today, and I'm not doing this alone. I'm with my sports pundit slash analyst slash statistician. He's Mike.
Shay, the
Welcome,
uncle.
Mike.
It's great to be with you, Shay. Good afternoon. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Are you in the mood to talk
Okay.
some football?
Welcome. Oh, definitely, always. I mean, it's the World Cup. It comes once every 4 years. We have to make sure that we are always in the mood to talk football in this particular time. And of course, the World Cup so far has been, one we don't understand so much because this is the first time that the World Cup will be held in winter. The first time the World Cup is going to be held in the middle of a season.
Behel,
This World
yes.
Cup has thrown up surprises. World Cup has thrown up talking points, a number of talking points
Yeah.
from football related issues to non football related issues off and on the pitch. So, this is a World Cup that has been quite a bit eccentric, I must say, out of the norm, not your usual, but we enjoyed it all the same. The most important thing is football, and football wins.
Yes, and the most important thing is that the fans at home are enjoying this our show, and they need to know that they can win on this show too. So if you can predict correctly
Exactly.
the outcome of the Croatia versus Belgium match, we can assure you that you will win a very big prize on this show. So all you need to do after this show, comment your predictions and include your last four digits of your phone number. That's the only way we can identify you. So back to you, Mike. We can see the
Yeah.
finalists of the last World Cup in 2018. That's Croatia.
Croatia, of course.
It's a battle
So
for the
that's our match.
top.
Our match of the day is Croatia versus Belgium.
Yes,
So, guys, yes, that's what we're doing today. Croatia versus Belgium. It is the final round of matches in the first round of this World Cup, and
of
Croatia versus
yeah.
Belgium are going for it. It's quite interesting. Yeah, like you mentioned, Croatia are the finalists. Should we say the silver place, the second place from 2018. So
Yes,
even most of the team are here, so we expect them. But then, of course, they're going older, so we expect them to bring some quality. But this World Cup has been a very, very, very interesting World Cup. Not just your
it
normal,
is.
usual kind of World Cup. Croatia, of course, if we're looking at the table, Croatia are on top of the table now. Now, this group has Croatia, Morocco, Belgium, and Canada. Morocco have a chance to qualify, something that we thought would be impossible. Canada are already out. Canada don't have, and that is quite sad. Even though this is um,
Very sad.
Canada's first World Cup, they have given quite a good account of themselves. They've played quite well. Alfonso Davies and Davids have carried that team so very well, and what they have done, even though they can take pride in the fact that they competed quite well against some of the best sides in world football. That's talking about Croatia and Belgium. Now, Croatia
Okay.
on top with 4 points. Morocco are second with 4 points. Belgium, the disappointment of the tournament, are 3 points. Um, the end of the golden generation, and of course, Canada on 0 points. Now, what is quite interesting is the lead up to this match. The lead up to Belgium versus Croatia, the most interest has been off the pitch. Now, recall that, so shockingly, Belgium lost to Morocco 2-0 in their last match. And then Kevin De Bruyne, before their last match, Kevin De Bruyne, in an interview, was asked about the chances of this Belgian team. Now, recall that Belgium are in third place. They beat England last year. So this is second versus third of
Mike, are you
2018.
there?
No, that's what you have to understand. So these are two of the best sides in world football. Belgium, number one for the longest of times. Brazil just
Mike,
pipped them to the number one rank, sports rank in world football, and they are now number two. So
I think we
Belgium,
lost Mike
the whole
there.
issue here is you're
Thank
talking
you for
about two of
staying
the
tuned
best
with us.
sides
This is the
in world
FIFA World
football.
Cup fan special. Okay.
Yeah, Shenya. Okay, am I still on? Okay, can I go ahead? Can I go ahead? Okay, so let me continue talking
Yes, I'm
about.
with
So
you. I'm
now
with
the
you.
issue,
You
yeah,
can land on your point,
the issue
please.
has been off the pitch where Kevin De Bruyne was spoke about. I was asked about their chances, and he said that the players are too old. Now, this was prior to their loss to Morocco. So after the loss to Morocco, a number of the squad players spoke. Jan Ventogen, when he was asked that why did they lose the match, he said, well, maybe our attack. So this was looking like a sort of rebuttal or some sort of a clap back at KDB. He said, maybe our attack is too old to score. Because there's been talk, Jan Ventogen is on the wrong side of 30. Toby Alderweireld also on the wrong side of
On
30.
the wrong
And so
side
the
of
talk has been
30.
how this generation has petered out. And so today's match is going to be quite an intriguing one because of the issues of the pitch.
Right, right. Thank you for that breakdown. I mean, I can see Belgium, I can see an overview of Belgium's performance from what you just said. So I would like to point out that from the beginning of this World Cup, the squad lacks luster. I mean, their first match against Canada was just a boring one. Canada would have taken that match if they had not been wasteful in front of goal. Or what do you think?
Definitely. Definitely. You know, that first match, like we mentioned, Alfonso Davies, Canada had a penalty. They even had a penalty. And Alfonso Davies, who had a chance to score the first goal ever for Canada at the World Cup, flunked that chance, even though he got to score a goal in another match. But yes, Canada, they were more industrious. It seemed like Belgium didn't feel like they should be at the World Cup. You know, pardon me, seemed like they felt that they shouldn't, like, like they didn't want to play. And I remember I've always spoken about Belgium, and I always spoken about Roberto Martinez and his choices. You see, KDB, who a lot of the hopes are on, had a problem. He has look at the company, look at the people he plays around when he plays around whenever he's in Man City. The likes of Foden, the likes of Mahrez, the likes of Bernardo Silva,
Yeah,
likes of Ilke Gundogan, and
yeah.
all of that. But then he comes to the Belgian national team, and then he's playing with Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard has not played 90 minutes in almost 4 years. He plays with what?
Jeez.
Yuri Tillemans. Trossard is not even there at this particular point in time. Who does he play with? Alex Witzel. This At the point Alex Witzel in Atletico Madrid is being used by Diego Simeone as a centre back, and so it seems like creativity has been slapped out of his head. So if imagine a player who's playing centre back most of the times in club football and it comes to a World Cup that is in the middle of the season, how do you expect him to do? He doesn't have the kind of quality, and I feel like what he was talking about was a some sort of a cry that look, we don't have what it takes. And due to that, there's a leak of disharmony in the Belgian
Yes,
squad.
yes.
There's talk
Couple
about
of
that, and the
days
players came
ago.
out to address it and said, look, that especially Thibaut Courtois came out to address and said, look, if they find the person who leaked it, he said it's not true. Then when he said if he finds the person who leaked it, the person would not, that would be the end of the person's international career. If it's not
Is
true,
that a threat?
would you have to start looking for who leaked it? So definitely we know that there's a problem brewing in the camp of the Belgians. There, of course, there will be problems, but now there is talk of disharmony, disunity in the team, and I think that will affect their chances against Croatia.
Well, it's only left for us to find out whether this disunity will make them go out of the World Cup or make them remain. Well, they call it invented stories, in the words of Thibaut Courtois, but on the field, we will know what's going to happen after 90 minutes. It's still your football, it's still your FIFA World Cup fan special with me and Mike, and we are doing a match preview of Croatia versus Belgium. So we've analyzed Belgium critically, but we've now moved into Croatia. So
Mm.
the
Yeah.
Croatian camp is not sure if Perisic is going to play today. The
Mm.
Tottenham striker was injured in the last game, so he's kind of dicey.
Yeah.
Is that a big blow for Croatia? Mike, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, Perisic is quite an important player in the national side. But look, I feel like Croatia have what it takes to, to work without him.
Okay.
There is Pasalic, there is Orsic. They have quite a number of players there that
Tadic.
can come in. And there's Vlasic. So they can cover up. Yes, it will be a miss for them, but I don't think it's a miss that will affect them so much in this match if he doesn't play. I mean, look at the whole team. You're talking about Kramaric, you're talking about Livaja, talking about Kovacic. There's some Brozovic. Look at that midfield. Modric, Kovacic, Brozovic. That midfield is one of the best at this
I
World
feel
Cup.
it's
I'm looking
formidable.
at them and I'm expecting good things from them. You understand? At defense, of course, you have Lovren, you have Vardiol, there's Sosa. The Croatian team, they have with all due, they have lived up to expectations. Of course, apart from their first match where there was that particular draw, they beat Canada 4-1.
Yeah, yes, I
They beat
remember
Canada
that.
4-1. It was a draw with Morocco. They beat Canada 4-1, and I think that they are more primed. They are primed better. You understand? To take the 3 points today and qualify into the next round.
That means your prediction is going their way. Let's hear your
Yes,
prediction.
yes, yes. It is going their way. I am not so sure about the exact score. Maybe a
Okay.
2-1, but I would in this match I would give to Croatia. I feel like Belgium might want to prove the naysayers wrong and they will come out. But you see, Nemo dat quod non habent, or Nemo dat quod non habent. That's a Latin saying, a Latin for you cannot give what you don't
You
have. And
cannot.
as at this particular point in time, Belgium, they don't have it. And so I don't think they can give it. No matter how much you try, I don't think it will be enough for them to usurp and overturn the brilliance of Croatia at this particular point in time.
Well, Croatia has a formidable midfield. I need to agree with you, but I'll give Belgium a fighting chance. I'll say 1-1
Hmm.
or a 2-2,
Yeah.
depending on. But I don't
Now
think
that
they'll take
that
this.
fight is what Belgium don't have. And look at it. Let's really talk about it. The quality is not there. Look. Okay, let's look at the team. At their last match, they lost to Morocco. Up front, they started with De Bruyne, Batshuayi, and
Yeah,
Hazard.
yeah.
Eden Hazard up front, and then behind them they had Thorgan Hazard. Thorgan Hazard last year had a very good season, or last season he had quite a good season. But this season he has not turned up so much for Dortmund. He has not been played. Most of his appearances in the German league this season have been off the bench. Just talking about Thorgan Hazard for Dortmund. I'm surprised because I've expected that this season Thorgan Hazard will take the leap. But they've had Mukoko, they've had Maja, they've had quite a number of other players who have stepped up, and Thorgan Hazard has been on the bench. So you're looking at Thorgan Hazard, Alex Witzel, Onana, and Thomas Munier. Thomas Munier, what, at 32, 33? I mean, it doesn't work. I mean, look at that midfield. Onana, Witzel, Togan, Munier. Nah, that's not a team that I think they've not fought. And then they brought this Milan flop that Milan spent so much to buy. The
Lukaku.
Ketelare. The Ketelare was what, over 30 million or so at the least, I think. A flop. I mean, what has it done for? You watch him in Milan, and he looks like he's still learning how to. He still wants to start trying out
He
track the
can't
ball. What's
even
happening
get a
after all the
shirt
hype?
before Martinez. Lautaro
After
Martinez, you
all the
can't.
hype. So when I looked at the last match and I saw the Ketelare coming off the bench, I was like, oh, look at this man! What is this man going to do? Lukaku is coming off an injured season, so this World Cup is already out for him. He cannot compete. He's not match fit. Or
Oh.
is it dress meetings? Dress meetings from Napoli. I mean, these guys are old. They've come to the end of the road. Yuri
And
Tillemans, of course, I expect, but Yuri Tillemans, his brilliance is not consistent. That is the issue with Yuri Tillemans.
I
Trossard,
believe
maybe
he's
I would have expected him to
selectively
cost a bit more,
creative.
but
He's selectively
what?
creative. His creativity depends on when his mind is on it or not.
No, it's just the lack of. I think that it all still boils down to overall quality of the player. Yuri
Yeah.
Tillemans is not consistent. On his day, he can come up and bring that flash of brilliance. He scores an exotic and out of this world kind of goal. That's what you get from the Yuri Tillemans. But when the chips are down and when you expect him to just give the bare minimum and get stuff to pass by, he seems a run of the mill kind of player.
Okay, when the chips are down. Um, the chips are down on this show, and as I'm about to wrap up, any final words from
Hmm.
you, Mike?
No, no, well, no. I'm looking forward to today's matches. I am going to chill back, sit back, and enjoy the matches today. I'm really looking forward to them. And at the end, like I say, football will always win.
Yes, and we're going to end this show with a proverb that our able Mike, you cannot give what you don't have. Let's see
You
if
cannot give
Belgium
what you
can
don't
do
have.
it.
It's in Latin. It's nemo dat quod non habent. You cannot give
What you
what you
don't
don't
have.
have.
So thank you, viewers. This is another episode of the match review of Croatia versus Belgium. This is the FIFA World Cup fan special right here on TVC Digital. And we sign out by saying, do have a great day. Thank you.